Hi, I'm Cynthia Guffey, here to give you a few tips on fitting and what to look for in a pattern so that you can get better results on your fitting. One of the major problems that women have when selecting a pattern is the bust issue. When you have a full bust line and you use the bust line as the measurement to select your pattern size, you're going to end up with a pattern and a garment that is too large in the shoulders, in the neckline, across the back, and still going to pull across the bust. And the reason for that is that patterns are based basically on a B cup or a small C. So that larger pattern is only about 2.5 inches bigger in the front than it is in the back. So instead of doing that, and in order to get better results, let's go smaller with the pattern size. So most of you can drop about 2 sizes on your patterns, which makes everybody happy. And then we need to pick a pattern that allows us to deal with the bust line issue. By going to the smaller pattern, you will have fit in the neckline, fit in the shoulders, fit across the back, and in the armhole. But we've still got that bust line to deal with. So what kind of pattern are we going to look for? We're going to look for a pattern that has a princess seam line, and we want that princess seam line to originate in the shoulder. This is what I have examples of here. On this green jacket, the princess seam line originates in the shoulder. I'm going to move the collar so that you can see it clearly. It originates in the shoulder, moves across the bust line, and then down through the tummy area. So instead of buying a pattern that's more rectangular in shape, that gives you only one option to add to the fullness of the bust line per side, which is here on the side, which means you're adding fabric where you are not located. It must travel to where you are located, and therefore you have a travel line and an unsightly pull mark on your garment. Instead, you'll buy the smaller pattern, and now when you have this style of dress with a princess seam line running into the shoulder, you now have 6 opportunities to deal with the difference between your shoulder seam and your bust line. Just as in the dress I have on, instead of 1 opportunity here on the side, I now have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 opportunities to deal with the difference between the shoulder and the bust line, and then can move into the tummy area. There's another advantage to doing that. Not only do I have the 6 opportunities, I can actually put fabric where I am instead of where I'm not. Therefore, I will eliminate travel lines. I have 2 opportunities here. You can see it here on the pattern in the shoulder area to narrow or widen the shoulder if you need to. Once again, 1, 2, 3 opportunities per side to deal with the bust line issue. Fabric does not have to travel in order to fit over the bust line, and then I can tweak through the tummy area. When you do that, you now make, because you've got more opportunities, you now are going to make your alterations in smaller increments, and therefore you're going to make you're going to make less distortion in your pattern, which makes it easier to alter and to sew together. And the third advantage is you're going to have a much more pleasing transition between point A, your shoulders, point B, your bust line, and point C, your tummy. So you're going to have a great fit, you're going to enjoy sewing, and all that fabric you've been stashing away, now you're going to sew it. Now once you sew it, then you have to buy more fabric. So hey, everybody's happy.